around 100. As a sort of result of research, which book translate or which book not translate, I understand some very important text about middle wave philosophy is not available in Chinese language. So therefore, when we met the Chinese Buddhists, mainly Chinese Buddhists, then through Chinese tradition, Japanese Buddhists, and also Vietnamese and Korean Buddhists, you see, because of some important text not available in their tradition. So they often confuse the differences within Mahayana Buddhist school of thought. So therefore, we Tibetan, I think Tibetan language, now I often is telling people, the Tibetan language is the best language to carry complete, I think to carry Buddha Dharma, Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist science, and Buddhist religion also, you see, correctly or precisely. So it is important to know Tibetan language. And then we, furthermore, Tibetan language is our mother tongue. Isn't it? And that Tibetan language is completely independent from Chinese language or Indian language or Nepalese language. Our language is really unique. I think last now 3-4 generations since late 40s, see, a lot of destructions, a lot of suffering took place inside Tibet, but Tibetan spirit never shaken, always remained very firm. See, these, I think, sources of that kind of sort of determination, I think, mainly come from our culture, our language, and Buddhism also. So therefore, as a Tibetan, it is very important to know Tibetan language. It doesn't matter whether you speak fluently, it is necessary. You should have the ability to read Tibetan and then understand. It's very important. So language is concerned, among Tibetan also, the Amdo dialect, something different. Even within Amdo, is a different part of Amdo, is a different dialect. And in Uyezham also is a different dialect. And Kham also is a different area, different sort of different dialect. But everybody, when we discuss about the Buddha Dharma, then the same term, so then no difficulties. That's always it was not only Tibetan, but also Mongolian scholars. When we casual talk, we cannot communicate because of different languages. They do not know Tibetan. But when the subject, Buddha Dharma, then we can communicate like that. So Tibetan language, I think on this planet, around 13, 14 millions of people, their faith mainly based on Tibetan language. So, not only 6 million Tibetan people, but another, I think, around 6 million Mongolians. Then, at least, I think, around 2-3 millions in Himalayan range. Then another about 500,000 in Russian Federation. So traditionally, this is same Buddhist tradition. So we use the text, Tibetan text, like Kanyu Tenyu. All these 13, 14 millions of people use the same text, like that. And then also, nowadays, in different parts of the world, traditionally non-Buddhist country, there are people, more and more people now showing interest about Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist science. I think you may already know, I usually used to make sort of distinction. Buddhist science, Buddhist philosophy, and Buddhist religion. So Buddhist religion is meant for Buddhist. But Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist science is something universal. So therefore, many non-believer, great scientists, essentially non-believer, but really showing very, very eagerness to learn or to try to get information about mind or these things from Buddhist science. So this very room, a few occasions, this dialogue or meeting with modern scientists. These scientists not religious minded. Some of them may be, but generally non-believer, but very, very keen, very eager to exchange in their particular subject with Buddhist concept, like that. So therefore, I think in future, when you become professors, some scholars, I think if you know Tibetan and Tibetan Buddhist science, at least Buddhist science, Buddhist concept, I think you may get some job with high salary. So from, even if it's just because of that professional job is concerned, I think learning Tibetan and through Tibetan, Buddhist science more thoroughly, Buddhist philosophy more thoroughly, I think you can get some job, some university who actually now carrying long-term program for translation about science from English to Tibetan and some sort of Buddhist concept from Tibetan to translate English. And likewise, I think in Europe, in European countries, there are some people. So now in Russia also, you see, the interest is growing. So already, I think, as far as I know, because this is I think more than 10 books in Russian were translated from Tibetan, either from Tibetan or English into Russian. So like that. So all these things depend your knowledge about Tibetan. So please pay more attention about study of Tibetan. And also, as a Tibetan, you should have a Tibetan spirit, because why we become refugee? Why many of you born in outside India, in Europe or America? Why? Your parents go to this area as a refugee. And Tibetan in this country, also refugee. The reason we become refugee, not due to civil war, not due to some, natural disaster, but political suppression. And that suppression. This is not just weeks and months or years, but suppression through decades. Because there is certain aim. Some Chinese communist hardliner, some occasion they express ultimate source of threat, Tibet being separate from mainland China, is Tibetan Buddhist faith. So out of their fear, you see, they consider Tibetan Buddhism, Tibetan spirit is something negative in their mind. Because you see, they never have the holistic view. There's only one angle, that is how to keep Tibet. So from that angle, you see, they see more Tibetan unique identity, they see that's danger, source of danger. So, last now more than 60 years, a lot of suffering. Just one Tibetan express their sort of respect or their love towards their own culture, their own nation. They consider something negative. So because of such sort of situation, we become refugee. And difficult situation still continuously happening inside Tibet. And physically, entire 6 million Tibetan controlled by Chinese communists. But mind, they always look outside. So including you, they are looking at you with great trust, with great hope. So you never forget that. Forget about it. Myself also, I always remember the 6 million Tibetan. They are physically separate, but spiritually we are one. They have no freedom. They cannot express what they are feeling. So we here as a free spokesman for them. So we have opportunity to express. So we are here, the source of their hope. So please try be complete Tibetan. That means full of knowledge about the Tibetan culture, Tibetan Buddhism, and the full of knowledge, modern education. And one particular subject in modern education, you should be an expert or scholar. Then, if we produce more sort of specialists in certain field, say 10 specialists or 100 specialists, 1,000 specialists come, it really makes differences. So it should not satisfy just some general knowledge and eventually finish school and get some job. You should not content on that level. You must study very thoroughly and till develop some kind of self-confidence. I can do in this field, I can do more. Till that kind of self-confidence is developed, you must work hard, isn't it? Like that. So some, my friend who actually involved in early 60s helping Tibetan refugee community, some of them, most of them gone, some of them still alive. So when we met these people, they almost as unanimously expression to us, the Tibetan refugee community is among the millions of refugees. Tibetan refugee is most successful refugee community. So they, in the past, although we Tibetan, elder generation, no modern education, but that kind of spirit and work hard. So we have that kind of reputation. Now, younger generations, you, because of your better education, better experience, so you must, so that must make even more reputation, right? Sometimes in India, and also some foreign countries, the moral ethics and truthfulness is concerned among youth, the Tibetan youth. There are signs of degenerating. You must know that, and it should not happen that. The modern education does not mean reduce our moral principle. Look, nearly 7 billion human beings on this planet. Generally speaking, modern education is everywhere, every people, every government should pay full attention about modern education. But now there are many signs, something lacking through modern education. As a result, a lot of unwanted difficulties and problems now we are facing. So you must learn that, you must notice that. What is lacking? Money? No. Technology? No. Education? No. Lacking is the sense of moral principle. So we Tibetans generally very high moral principle. So that our precious, our treasure. So should not forget that. And should not neglect that. Like that. Now some questions. Don't shy.
양시대 plan career 별아데 별안세 들로 주스 니시스네 마토버로 지나데 간데스 칭로 plan
예. 야랑서 주요 뭐 그저 뭐도 물론 야하라고 해요. 머신도 야하지 말래. 야하면 뭐 싶어야 돼. 야하 원주신 인식 야하면 뭐든 유효리. 아주 배워야 말해. 말이 되네. 야하게 라마 탑주치를 그도다. 난주 들께서 라마 탑주치하게 교수님이 그때 빼면다래. 다 들께서는 들으면 쓰시면 되죠. 라마 탑주치하래야 담바세야디 등산 른다선스리기 하래. 그 김공전 무슨 어디디 뭐래야 담바세야디 른다스리기 말이지. 이제 지난 저번에 되가나 담바를 른다스리기 하래. 장고 장사를 른다스리기 하래. 그래서 인도 야나 대별로 다 축준하는 나무 중에 시로는 아자라 침에 베이징 로 나오는 루스테인 전에 자가시 자가서 자나기 신신하면서 그러지려면 레벨이 제 주주 처신에 주주 당연히 돼야 되고 뭐는 전에 있어서 떠줘요 미유요 개선다 지도나 상당히 뭐도 하려고 하다 뭐서 쳐버려야 돼 나한테 가위 드디어 at that time the spirit of revolution very fresh and those party members those leaders are totally dedicated to that. So there is certain goal, there is a certain sort of vision, and certain sort of method. So with these things, there is a real determination there, and moral principle there. That now no longer there. Now their goal is just money, power. So therefore, the many party member, officially Communist Party member, but internally, there's no interest about ideology, no interest about serving people, but only interest is making more money in their own pocket. That's all. So a lot of corruptions there now. And the whole system. See, whole system nowadays become the system based on fear, distrust. So hypocrisy, every level. How can that big nation remain with such a sort of situation? Impossible. Will change. Definitely. How long? How soon? That's difficult to say. But otherwise will change. Therefore, Tibetan, so long Tibetan spirits remain there, so long Tibetan people remain as a people, then things will change, definitely. But there is a danger of Tibetan, native Tibetan, become insignificant minority, like Inner Mongolia. The Mongolian population in their own country, in Inner Mongolia, which is another autonomous region, there are native population around 3 to 4 millions, whereas Chinese population nearly 20 millions. So Mongolian already insignificant minority. So there is danger, and also some hardliners, also you see, aiming that way, more Chinese, putting inside Tibet, like that. And then cultural heritage, as I mentioned earlier, they systematically, they purposely, deliberately trying to eliminate. So there is real danger. But complete elimination about Tibetan people and Tibetan spirit, not easy. As long as Tibetan people there, Tibetan spirit will remain. So that's our the basis of our hope and our confidence. Then in China, within China, the democratic movement also growing. And then our struggle, our sort of way of approach is not seeking independence or separation. There are some reasons. Number one, Tibet materially backward. Every Tibetan wants modernized Tibet. I think, frankly speaking, I think your parents, many of your parents, some maybe illegally enter to Europe or America. And many people in Miloganj, their ultimate aim is not nirvana, but to America. Why? Dollar is more important, more useful than Indian rupee. Clear. So sometimes we feel a little bit shame, like that. So that shows the Tibetan also is one modernized Tibet. It is fact. And also true. We are very, very, very rich in the spiritual field. But we also need more material development. Highly spiritual minded, remain left like beggar is not fair. We must develop. The Buddha's teaching also is mentioned there. The temporary benefit, long-term benefit, temporary benefit, money, or economy development. Buddha mentioned that. So we need that. So therefore, as far as material development is concerned, we remain within the huge country. That's people from China. Remain there, we might get greater benefit for material development is concerned. Then that, look, European Union, these small states, or some big states, these states in 19th century or 18th century or even early part of 20th century for their individual sovereignty, sovereign power. You see, many of their sort of citizens sacrificed their own life. But later part of 20th century, now people become more mature, and their sort of attitude more holistic, more wider. So they don't care about individual currency or these things, but common interest is more important, more relevant. So why not? In Asia also, should think common interest. So that's one reason. Provided our main concern is our unique culture, rich cultural heritage and Buddhist spirituality, full guarantee preservation of these things. And that's very possible within people from China. Look, India, one union, one constitution, but South Indian, they kept different states in south or north or west and east, different state, different script, different language. Nobody forcing on them change these things. So, China, so far, they are too much narrow-minded. Otherwise, it's very possible. And it's sort of the immense benefit, mainly respect from the rest of the world, and also, I think, trust to China, very much because of that, related their attitude towards different sort of minorities, like that. So therefore, within people from China, fully preserved and fully guaranteed about our unique culture, heritage, and language, and rich spirituality, these things. And as far as Buddhist spirituality is concerned, according to some information, nowadays in China, Buddhist number over 200 millions. If these numbers are correct, then I think China already become biggest number of Buddhist country, right? I think India does all. I don't think in India over 200 millions Buddhists. I don't think. Then Thai, Burma, no. So China is the only country, I think, the biggest Buddhist number. But of course, no proper freedom. That's the problem. So that's number one reason. Number two reason. Can you expel all Chinese from Tibet by our two hands? If one, even with machine gun, can you expel all Chinese? These are also, you see, the practical sort of reasons. And then, therefore, you see, the solution to the Tibetan problem must solve with help of Chinese brothers and sisters. So, because our middle approach, not seeking independence, not seeking separation, we are very much willing remain with them. Therefore, many Chinese intellectuals now openly supported our approach and very critical about their own government policy. So government, from time to time, immediately change. Although the communist authoritarian government is a little bit longer sort of say, lifespan, unlike democratic country. But even then, the great will change. Look, Cuba, Castro still remains. While he's still alive, you see, things must change. Even his own younger brother looks a little bit different thinking, isn't it? So, so therefore, our middle approach, one advantage is we receive a lot of support from within Chinese community and also among the top leaders, those moderate, more open-minded, they indirectly they are showing some signals like that. Then, other hand, our struggle need international support. If we say we want independence, I think firstly the government of India, I think finds it very difficult to support it. Even in the United States, among the American citizens, many of them, you say, express Tibet should fight for independence. But the real policy matter, when that reach policy matter, I think difficult. The United States also support Tibetan independence movement. Difficult. Then, European Union also similar. So, that kind of sort of situation, we must keep our mind. We need support. And we need support from Chinese community. So our middle approach is the best. Of course, like youth organization, it's right from the beginning. Their stand is complete independence. That's their stand is for Tibetan right. As I mentioned earlier, Tibet, one time, one Indian friend, I think Lohish Chandra, Lohish Chandra, Lohish Chandra, no longer, isn't it? Passed away. One time he mentioned Tibet was an independent nation. He mentioned linguistically, culturally, racially, even geographically. He mentioned Tibet, independent state. He mentioned that. So if you look map, it looks like independent area, isn't it? And then furthermore, you look close, as I mentioned earlier, Tibetan race, Tibetan language, Tibetan culture, different. So, however, now time change. Look, Indian Republic, before independence established, I think a few hundred small Raja kingdoms. Some of them quite big, like Kashmir Raja and Mysore Raja, and maybe Hyderabad Raja, I think. Some are quite big. Some are, I think, Chamba Raja, and then also the Khazachuk, Kunu, Lao, Harsha Phagwa, the Raja Chiya. Gaba Gai Chibikulia, Garusi, Garangos Kaname, Sandor Tools, what is quantity? Contra Gasen is like I argue about it. So that I think according to some information about I think more than 500 different sort of Raja kingdoms. Then all united. Of course, Hyderabad, some problems happened. And then also Kashmir has little problems because of Pakistan. Yeah. Otherwise, all these kingdoms happily united, and now this nation is there. So, so therefore, you see, so practical level also is our middle approach is the realistic. So like youth organizations who stand firmly about Tibetan independence, okay, it is our right. So, not like that. So in future, Tibetan political organization is concerned, every 5 years election take place. So now entirely up to you, up to people. If people really take sense of responsibility and take interest and involvement and choose the right person, an able person, then build our organization more healthy way and with more efficient way, efficiency and respect to one, build respect for the organization. Then more people respect it. Like that. So like that. So everything is dependent on our own people. Then as far as spiritual is concerned, like Sakya, Gergyu, Gilu, Nyingma, and Pembo also, and the Chanang, and all different Buddhist traditions, including Pembo, the younger generation, say age between 20, 30, quite healthy, as a potential leader of spiritual field, now there. So, even when, say, I passed away, when my life and the healthy sort of, now our establishment quite well established. Now everything depends on people. So if people is really work hard and with vision, then our community remain for next few generations we can remain. In the meantime, China rapidly changing. So I feel we already plan quite well. This one. Huh? Yeah. Next question. One.
What was it like on your first day?
Karza.
What was it like on your first day of exile in India?
First day, some headache. When I reach the border, according to similar convention, there's McMahon line, the particular place called Kenzamani. When I reached there, my old friend from Ministry of External Affairs, Mr. Menon, there, I think from the IB survey, Intelligence Bureau, Mr. Dabi, I know him, he there. And some old friend, translator, he was not there, and bodyguard, Kazakh, Urubobo. I already know these people, 1956, 57, during Buddha Jayanti celebration. So when I saw, these people's face with full smile and showing deep sort of concern, tremendous relief. Now, firstly, safe, no longer fear. Till reached there, still fear, including Chinese aeroplane. pursuing. So that's first day's Rosary experience. Then physical level, before reaching there, I think almost 1 week, some kind of dysentery, motions having, loose motion, so very weak. Like that. Then reached Mussoorie. Long train journey from Tesco up to Dharamsala, few days. So when I reached Mussoorie, after reached Mussoorie, I think at least next 6-7 days, even on chair or bed, I have feeling like that. Oh, that's one experience at Mussoorie. At that time, the food prepared by the Indian officials there. So they hired one, I think, Yakama, who speaks Tibetan few words. You see, he had cook. So one day, you see, he prepared momo. You know, momo. I felt, now today I receive one momo. So I great enthusiasm. Then you should take one momo and because of that, and when reach mouth, very bad smell. What a delicious. Very bad smell. Then without his seeing, eventually. Like that. These are the first few weeks' experience in Mussoorie. Like that. Then next. Yeah. Oh, this is one. Yeah. Yeah. One girl, yes.
When you were first, when China first came into Tibet, you were quite young. So how did you feel? Like, what was going through your head?
When my first meeting with Chinese communists, of course Chinese, from my childhood, you see, there are different Chinese, and even has some Chinese businessmen, and also some Kuomintang officials. Yeah. But then, first meeting communist Chinese, let's get Yadong. So the very day, after of course 7-point agreement signed, then eventually Zhang Jingwu, as a special representative of Chinese government, you see, sent to India. Then come to see me at the Yadong. So my brother Rosasande, I just wait the room where we're going to meet. The Rosasande, some others are room, it's just because of what was that? Big salary. So then he informed me, just like ordinary human being. He mentioned, at that time, you see, Tibetan, we feel communist is something like, nowadays the Chinese describe me as a demon, isn't it? So at that time, we also have the feeling, this communist almost semi-demon. So the Rosa said, you see, whispered to me, just one human being. He mentioned that. Then I received him. And then his first question, he asked me whether you saw copy of 7-point agreement. Then I say, briefly I saw, but not very detailed. because at that time, Tibetan government in Lhasa still little hesitant like that. So that I remember. So then, eventually, at that time, there were a lot of discussion whether I should return Lhasa or go pass through where? Pass through India. So a lot of discussions. So finally, we returned. And then, still we very much sort of suspicion, distrust. But then, 52, Dalai Lama reached Lhasa from Amdo. And then 54, we both together went to Peking. During that, then about 5-6 months, I spent in Peking itself. During that period, several meetings with Chairman Mo and many other officials. Almost all the leaders at that time we met. And particularly Chairman Mo, several meetings, and every meeting very useful discussions. And meantime, I also, you see, learned about history of Chinese Communist revolutions. And then Marxism. So I very much attracted about Marxism. Main point is Marxist economy very much emphasizes equal distribution, whereas capitalism, no such things mentioned. Just how to make profit, that's all. Whether through exploitation, it doesn't matter, like that. Marxist economic theory is emphasis more important equal distribution and full sort of protection about working class people. These ideas are very much based on principle, moral ethics, and also worldwide revolution. So I'm very much attracted. And plus, meeting with Chairman Mo and meeting many party members. These party members are truly dedicated serving to people, working class people. So as I mentioned briefly before, these are really, truly, genuine servant of people. Really like that. So at that time, I expressed I want to join Chinese Communist Party. I truly believe in Marxism. But still, as far as socio-economic theory is concerned, I am a Marxist. And the Buddhist way of thinking and Marxist way of thinking, as far as this life, economy, or right for poorer people, or interest for majority of the people, these concerns very similar. And then, of course, Buddhism, no concept of creator. Buddhism believes law of causality. Another word, law of karma. Karma means action. Action of the working class people's action. So, working class people should be master of the country. Very right. Working class people simply exploited, and few elite people enjoy fruit of their hard work. It's absolutely wrong. So therefore, I very much attracted. So when I went to Peking, full of fear, distrust, after about 1 year, about 10 months, When I returned, I had full confidence. So on the road, I met Tang Oha, the general of 18th Division of Southwest Army. So when he coming from Lhasa to Peking, I come back from Peking to Lhasa. We met on the road in Bongo, I think in India, a brief stop. Then I told him, last year when I coming through this road, full of distrust, fear, suspicion. Now I am coming back the same road, full of confidence. I mentioned to him like that. But then, 56 uprising crisis